Looks like somebody's here waiting. Who might that be? Let's go here and go here. Might sound just a little bit better, don't it? Well, I tell you what, anybody who said that COVID is not real never had COVID. I am still isolated. I'm in this room that you see me in. What you see going on behind me is where I've been for a few days. It seems like I've been here forever, but I've been here since last Tuesday uh, in my office, not wanting to infect anybody else, staying away from the crowd. Been spending some good time. Good morning there, number 10. All right, well, I'm glad you can hear me okay. Uh, at least I think you can. Can you hear me? Yeah, using camera microphone. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'm sure that there are other folks who was here, but they were looking for me to show up or just checking out to see if I was any better. And I can tell you this stuff that was prescribed by the doctor. I'm holding it up. I don't know if you can see it or not. There it is. Okay, it's the real deal. Yeah, that and some other things. Um, I've been taking some, um, I guess you can call it over the counter, but this was also prescribed by the doctor. It's a whole regimen of these powders for these. They boost and bolster the immune system. Also, with my liver, my kidneys, all of my organs. Does a cleansing, and let me tell you, you start drinking and you start living right when you're not feeling right. So we're here just seeing if anybody was on. I got up. Um, the floor is my friend for my back and for my stomach. When you're doing all this coughing, and I've got not really fresh wounds from surgery uh, this past July. That experienced surgeon said it was going to take about 6 months because of all of the mesh, all of the repair work, the patchwork that went on, that had me down for a little bit. But here I am. And I can say, here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. He's altogether lovely. He's altogether, worthy. He's altogether wonderful to me. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna wait for a couple of folks to come in, but what can happen is that they'll always be able to go back and watch and say, okay, well, he did come on. Sounds better. Uh, yeah, I am the healed of the Lord, but I'm staying away from folks until everything is clear. Yeah, today is day number 364. Is today's 364? Or is it 365? What is today? The 30th? Okay, and there's only 31 days, so we got 365. It's 365. And then tomorrow is the last day, 366. So this is day number 365. My God. Yeah. I just saw you when you said absolutely, Bert. Hey, good morning there, daughter. Thank you for coming back to check on your dad. Okay. That's why I said I was just going to keep it to a few words. Um, but yeah, on 365 days, 365 days, and we start talking about, or for me, talking about a strong finish, talking about pressing it, all of the things that would encourage others to keep moving forward. It's something when you've got to live the word that you're about, that you think that you're going to preach or to encourage, that you're going to use, deliver to encourage others. And sometimes you have to encourage yourself. The others that you have to encourage is yourself and I, or I should say myself and I, me, myself and I. But folks, you've come this far, or we've come this far by faith. We've come this far trusting. We've come this far expecting. We've come this far with the determination, with the discipline, a sacrifice, a devotion. I guess we can actually say 2 days because we have today and tomorrow. But this isn't just about a strong finish anymore. It's about um, seeing the manifestation of every promise. It's about seeing the change. Yeah, you prove to yourself that breakthrough happens when our persistence outlasts our comfort. Let's let these final moments. I heard my wife say yesterday. I think she said how many moments, minutes? Was it minutes? Something about 8,800 minutes yesterday that we had left in the year. So let these final minutes uh, refine us. We're here on the edge of. I'm saying we. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself, but I'm right here on the edge of endurance. This is where transformation really begins when you've suffered long enough. Are you going to stop at here at the door, the threshold, or are you going to press and claim what press in to the room, into this space, and claim what's yours? It's all yours, but you're going to have to be willing to go through what you go through. Sometimes you got to go through the wilderness, and it's not the devil who leads believers spirit filled. The devil don't lead us into a wilderness, because it's in the wilderness where we're going to find a provision. It's in the wilderness where we're going to find the supernatural, abundant overflow. I was reading something or watching a clip of some video popped up last night, and I was watching, and I just said, oh my. See, I had to take this this round of meds. It's like every 12 hours, and I got to take it late at night, because that's when I started on it. Late at night, early in the morning. Just got to be consistent with it. But I was reminded of a message that I preached. I was in Philadelphia. My goodness, it was January, around January the 10th of 1991. In 1991. We were actually deployed. We were on our way. We went from Langley, Virginia by bus up to Philadelphia. And there was hundreds of us in a dormitory. Yeah, it wasn't to sleep, but we were pressed in. There's rooms and all of that, but nobody went in there to sleep. We knew that we were going to be moving out. So it's early Sunday morning now, and I gathered everybody. Now, mind you, I only know the few people who are on the bus with me from Langley. There must have been about 5 folks. Now, when I say there was literally hundreds of people, there was. But when I used my military voice back then, and everybody gathered in the day room, they were in the hallway and all, and I stood on a chair or something, and I began to speak into everybody's life. And I used a topic. I said, there's water in dry places, and the promises of the Lord that he would provide water in the desert. We're going into the desert, and this is what the water represents. I wasn't trying to be deep with anybody, but to give everybody hope. And it's something that you can forget about all of these things. And I forgot about a lot of the things that I did and on the way to going into combat, because we didn't know what we was facing. This was everything that we was trained for to do. And American Airlines was taking us over as well. I know that now, but we didn't know how we was getting there. But we were just crammed into everything, and we were briefed that when we land, when we reach our destination, we could be taking fire. We had no idea. So everybody was kind of solemn and not afraid, but we're thinking about our families and all. And now there was a lot of fear, but it didn't come from me, because I had a promise. I had a vision. The Lord showed me my future, and it did not include dying in the desert. He didn't say I wouldn't be injured. But the thing is, again, early this morning, last night, while I was watching whatever it was I was watching. I watched the services from yesterday. I listened to somebody else preach. Dwayne, um, Dion's brother, was speaking at Ron Barnes Church, and I was listening to his message and listened to some other messages. And something popped up about a miracle that took place in the Middle East, in the desert, one of the driest deserts. Now, dry is dry. They said that, and they showed it, that water was springing up from the ground in one place. It was as though there was the gates of a dam had been opened, and that's how powerful that was, the force of the water coming up. Now you might look it up, and you'll be able to find it for yourself. And then even from a rock and from beneath a rock, the water, it was just like springs of water shooting into the air, and it formed a river in the desert. And that's when the Holy Spirit reminded me of the message, water in dry places. Can I prophesy to you right now that the water of the word the Lord is providing for you in the dry places of your life? There will be no dry patches. There's moisturizer for your skin. That everything that you've experienced up to now, everything that you've experienced to now has been necessary, not for your right now moment, but for where he's taking you. Can I prophesy to you? Let me tell you that, oh, you saw that. Yeah. So it was true. It wasn't just something that I'm making up, but there's so much more for who you are, Alberta, Chanel, Terica. There's so much more to who you are, that what you've been experiencing is simply preparing you for what's ahead of you. See, there are seasons ahead of you that require a superior version of yourself. So, and the superior version of who you are is being prepared by the troubles, heartaches, and pains that you've experienced, the things that you've had to press through. The beauty of the next season lies in the preparation of this one. The benefits of your next season is being forged right now. Now you say we got 48 hours left in the year. Well, a little bit less than that. But this is the time. This is the time, and this is the method. I said this yesterday and wrote it down. That if we don't fully embrace our right now, we risk stepping into the future ungrounded. We'll have some missteps. We'll be missing the lesson and the growth that are quietly they're quietly unfolding in this very moment. See, the next chapter of your life is going to be shaped or determined by how we live in this one. How are you going to finish? How we walk into next year is going to be determined by how we finish this one. How we move forward into our next is going to be determined by how we deal with and embrace our right now, our truth, our reality. If you're in a broken relationship and you jump out of it and go into another one, then you've taken the troubles from yesterday into your tomorrow. I've spoken with two different men who told me that they just got bad women. They keep picking the bad ones. Been married 5 times. And I told them that all the women in your life ain't been bad. There's one common denominator with all of these women. He said, well, what's that? And I said, you. You're the one who's broken. And you're taking your brokenness into a relationship looking for a woman to fix you. She's not your fixer. She's your helpmeet. She's there to help you meet whatever challenges, whatever assignment. Eve wasn't made or created to compete with Adam, but to complete the man. Yeah, so she's strong enough to help him carry what he can't move on his own. But if you don't go in ready for having been made ready, prepared for what's next, then you're going to take what was into what's next. What was only meant for yesterday. This was yesterday's bread. Give us today our daily bread. I'm looking for my fresh bread. Yeah, what's in front of you requires a stronger version of who you are. So let's finish this stronger. Yeah, God bless you today. Thank you for waiting for me to show up. Thank you for coming back and hopping in that vehicle. That's taken us now 23 minutes. So we're about at that cutoff time. I'm not on Clubhouse, as some of you might see. I might jump over there just to listen and hear what it is that we're talking about there with this time left. All right. I plan on being with you tomorrow. I had to stay in and isolated because I want to be there at JTC. I'll be there tomorrow night at 10 o'clock was when the celebration begins. There is a word. There's revelation. There's an expectation. I can tell you one thing I did not expect was to be hit with COVID. Yeah, at the end of this journey, but when I was in the hospital, I started looking for my assignment because they didn't have a room to put me in. And they're the ones who told me to come in. I'm out there with all of the people, so I just figured I need to start praying for folks. And I did. I think I made it to about 5 or 6 different people. And they're being healed. And one person called me over to them, and I was speaking to the dad and his granddaughters, and And I thought that it was his another granddaughter, but that was the mom. That was his daughter. And his daughter asked me, she says, "So do you work here? You're like an ambassador for the ER?" And I told her, "No, I'm a patient." But wherever you find yourself, look for your assignment. Encouraging another young couple, they're in their 30s and they have 9 children under the age of 10. Yeah, only one set of twins, and that's the baby. They had 7 children, and then they had twins. Twins were about, I guess, about 10 months old. Just encouraging them to look for God in every situation because we know He's there because that's where you are. And He can never leave or forsake you. When we don't know His process, stay focused on His plan. Don't be moved so much by the process. Just allow the process to move you, to change you, to prepare you for what lies ahead. All right, folks. I just speak blessings over you and say thank you again for waiting, sticking around, coming back to check on me to see if I made it in. But I showed up, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., day number 366 of this journey. And you can say that we made it, but we gotta keep pressing. Yeah, we're not gonna pull up in front of the finish line. We're gonna run through it. All right. Well, blessings to each one of you, and be encouraged. We're still fasting from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. For these next couple of days. I would say Monday through Monday, 7 days a week. We don't have 7 days left in this week of fasting, in this fast. There is more. All right. Until we meet again, the Lord richly bless you, my beloved. Remembering that you've been empowered to process, empowered to prosper. Yeah, because you continue to apply the word. Please share this with somebody. Like and share. God bless you. And I'm ending this live stream now.